Hello everybody, it's me, Nate, aka Devil Dog, and this time I'm back with a complete walkthrough for the Temple of the Fist, the level 70 dungeon which you can unlock after you beat the main story mission and meet a NPC in Ralger's Reach to unlock a mission called To Kill a Coral. This dungeon drops level 300 weapons, items, and accessories, grade 5 and 6 materia, and you also have a chance of a super rare minion drop at the final boss. Now, as you first start out in this dungeon, there's really not much you really have to deal with other than just large amounts of enemies that hit pretty hard, but all in all it's really not that difficult. You'll come across these two moss barriers and just treat them very simply like the ones that you dealt with in the lost city of Andapur, and that's really about it. The only thing you'll have to deal with is when you do attack the moss barriers, these temple mosslings will appear, and the only other thing you'll want to watch out for is these eggs that'll appear, and they will explode and kind of leave like some goo on the floor for a little bit. But as long as you just pay attention to that and you get through two of these walls and some enemies, you'll get to the first boss of this dungeon. Alright, your first boss of this dungeon is the Coral Twins, Sharuti and Smarity. I don't know if I said their names right, but oh well. It's basically two of these corals, or corals, or whatever you want to call them. You have to fight them both at the same time. Now, Sharuti's does circular size AoEs, while Smarity does conals. So just pay that attention. You know, normally big AoEs, nothing really out of the ordinary here. But the main thing with this battle you want to pay close attention to is, other than the normal attacks and their AoE attacks, is you want to burn them down both at right around the same time and try to kill them both around the same time. Because if you do not and you kill one first, the other one will buff itself and constantly start spamming its moves repeatedly, and it can do a lot of damage. So it is best, and not necessary. In this dungeon when I ran it, we killed one first and then focused on the other, and it was a little bit more difficult, but we were still able to do it no problem. Just try to burn them down and defeat them both at about same time, give or take. That way you don't have to deal with the other one buffing itself and spamming its own AoE attacks. Other than that, that's really the only thing with this battle. You'll be able to beat them in no problem, and you'll get on to the next part of this dungeon. Alright, your next path through the dungeon here, you'll have to deal with some standard issue trash mobs, a good amount of them as well, including some statues that come to life. But the main thing you'll have to deal with is these pushback AoEs that you'll receive from the walls right here. Now, don't worry, if you do get hit by one of these, it will not knock you off and kill you, but it will do some damage to you. So just keep that in mind. That's not like it's an instant one-hit kill sort of thing there. And other than that, that's really about it. Just deal with these mobs, deal with these statues that come to life, and watch out for the knockback effect that you get from the walls, and you'll be able to get past these in no problem and get to your second boss of this dungeon. Alright, your second boss battle is with our Buddha. Now, his AoE attacks, you can't really see them, but they are named after sides of boats, and they will appear above his name when he's charging up to do attacks. So please make sure you pay attention to that as he's actually doing them. Now, fourfold shear is just the normal frontal attack. Generally, he'll do that to the tank, whoever he's locked on at the time. Now, if it says fore and aft, that means he's going to be attacking from the front and rear, and you want to space yourself on his sides to avoid his AoE attack. Now, as this battle progresses, he'll do Killer Instinct, which he'll set up a barrier around him, and there's three sides that have a barrier and one side that is open. Treat this like the battle that you had with Calcabrina, and find the open area that doesn't have a barrier up to attack. He'll also do fore and aft. Fore and aft is a front and rear attack AoE, so whenever he does fore and aft, you'll want to space yourself on his sides to avoid taking damage. Now, as the battle goes on, he'll also do Hell Seal. Hell Seal will put an icon over your head, as you can see here, that is either a moon or a sun. And all you have to do is run to the corresponding glowing icon on the ground to avoid taking damage. As you see there, I did not. I screwed it up. But it's not that difficult to figure that out. And that's really the only other moves that he does, other than Tapas, I think it's called, which are like circle AoEs. Right here, as you see, he'll place AoEs underneath you, you just want to move out of the way, and they will kind of like do 2 or 3 of them at a time, and that's really all that move does. Just keep that in mind. For the most part, that's really what he'll do, is those moves up until he reaches right around 50%. Remember, port and star means his AoEs will be coming from his sides, so stay either in front of him or behind him to be okay. Fore and aft means he will be doing a front and rear attack, so stay on his sides to be okay. Killer Instinct is a barrier that will place up with only one side open. You'll want to make sure to place yourself in the area where he doesn't have the barrier to attack, or he will counterattack you. Tapas is the circle line AoEs, and Hell Seal is where he puts either a sun or a moon icon on top of you. That is really pretty much the only thing you'll have to deal with our Buddha. As long as you get used to paying attention, you'll have no problem in beating this guy. He's really not that bad. Just pay attention to the moves of what they say. Once again, port and star means he will be doing AoEs from his sides. Fore and aft means he will be doing attacks from his front and rear. Killer Instinct is a barrier with only one side open. You can attack him. Tapas are circle AoEs that you'll have to watch out for. And Hell Seal will put either a sun or a moon icon on you. Remember those, and you'll have no problems in beating this guy's butt and moving on to the third part of this dungeon. Alright, this last part through the dungeon before the final boss just consists of you having to kill a bunch of ghosts. It's nothing really that difficult, no really new mechanics. Just try to avoid those balls that are flying around, because they will detonate after a short period of time and send a circle AoE on the ground. Other than that, just burn down the enemies and you'll get to the final boss of this dungeon. Alright, it's time for your final battle of this dungeon against the ever so mighty Ivan Coral Fist. This reminds me like a cross between Zeus and Kratos from God of War. I really don't know why. But the main thing you'll have to deal with during this battle, besides all of his other attacks, is he'll have these dragon heads that'll appear and move across the screen. Make sure to space yourself to get in between the crack that's in the dragon heads to avoid having damage and get a vulnerability up. That's one main thing you'll have to deal with through the whole battle, and as you get farther along, it will actually get more intense. One of his moves he does is Spirit Wave, which is a room-wide AoE, and he will also place a wind AoE below one of the characters. Just naturally get out of it, don't go in it, and you'll be fine. This is also considering he'll be doing a lot of other moves. Then he will target one player and hit them with Touch of Slaughter, which will a lot of times take you down to 1 HP, and it is up for the healer to pretty much heal that guy immediately. There's those dragon heads I was talking about. Space yourself in between them, you'll be fine. Then he'll do a move called Silent Roar, which is a frontal line AoE blast. Just stay out in front of him. He telegraphs it pretty nicely to where it's pretty easy to actually dodge and avoid completely. Now, as this battle will progress, he will cycle through most of all these, including a move which is right here, Ralger's Peace, which is a proximity AoE on the floor. Just get as far enough away from him as you possibly can, and of course their classic split damage AoE. As long as you just pay attention to them, he'll keep cycling through all these, including Hurricane Kick, which is pretty much an AoE with a little gap in the middle, so the tank will actually have room to survive it. And you take a good amount of damage from it, but it won't really kill you. He'll just cycle through those same moves till roughly right around 50% of his damage is down. Right around 50%, he'll start charging up Furious Fists, and it's best for the DPS to actually eat the orbs as fast as possible. The other characters can too, but the key thing here is not to let any of the orbs get to him, because that will make to where when he does a super move here, it will do incredible damage to you, and if he gets too many of the orbs, he will pretty much wipe the whole party. Now, the end of this battle after this point is pretty much all the same moves. He just does them a lot more often, and he has a lot more of those dragon heads that you'll have to dodge. Other than that, that's really the only thing you have to deal with this final boss. Remember, Spirit Wave is a room-wide AoE that leaves a wind AoE underneath one of the players. Don't stand in it. Touch of Slaughter will randomly pick a character and hit them with a massive attack, takes them down to 1 HP. Silent Roar is a frontal line AoE. Rolger's Peace is a proximity AoE that you'll want to get as far away from him as possible, and of course the split damage AoE, and of course the whole time watch out for those dragon heads. And that is pretty much it for this battle, and I hope that you actually get that super rare minion. This was Nate, aka Devil Dog, wanting to say thank you for everyone that watches this video. I want to say thank you to everyone who subscribes to my channel. Please leave a comment below if you found this helpful in any way. Please leave a comment if you have any recommendations of any upcoming games you'd like me to do a review on or anything. And remember, I always got to end my videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember people, the devil is in the details. Peace out.